Look.
Okay.
Look, even on this mic, I am super loud.
A little bit. Still a little bit.
Well, there you go. There you project.
Project. Or I can just hold it closer to myself.
Hold it closer to yourself and away from me.
Yeah. So what we should do is we should record an intro to the episode.
Brian, we don't do intros.
Well, no, but like
that's kind of our thing. We don't do intros.
We don't do intros.
And what would our intro say anyways?
The intro would probably say something along the lines of like, welcome to the Michigan GT. Hey, we're gonna do some interviews with people. We got the roving reporter thing going on. Thunderforge hooked us up with a really cool microphone
that you're wailing around because everybody can see it.
It's very expensive. And I feel like really, I don't want to drop this thing.
I don't want to drop it.
Yeah, and so I feel like that would, an intro that would cover that.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I think it would help people know what they're getting with this episode because it's a little different.
Because they know what they're getting with every other episode.
We do like to just surprise them anyway.
Yes.
So with that, should we record it or is the door moving over there?
That's awesome. The door is moving.
A secret door that's closed.
Yeah. Let's do an intro.
Okay. And let me just hit record.
All right.
Welcome to the Deadzone podcast. Deadzone is the sci-fi tabletop.
Justin, do you mind being recorded at all?
No, I don't mind being recorded at all.
Cool. Well, this is for Deadzone the podcast. Okay. This is Brian here, and I'm with Justin, joining us from Wisconsin.
Yes, sir.
So what do you got for a force here that you're bringing?
I brought Asterians with a Spectra and a Chroma platform, a unit of Wardens, 3 units of Marionettes, Cypher Prime, Overseer, and Matsuda and Toshiori.
Very nice. So looking to do some damage there with the Asterians.
Hopefully we'll see what happens. It's a fun game, though.
Yeah. So what do you hope to place today?
I don't want the wooden spoon. How's that? Okay. That's a good goal.
Yep. Awesome. Well, hey, good luck to you. May the dice be in your favor.
Thank you, Brian.
So I'm here at the Michigan GT. This is Brian talking to Rick.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
So how's the GT been for you so far?
It's been an interesting experience being here as a vendor, but more of a promoter for like Vallejo paints and stuff.
Yeah.
And then seeing all the amazing paint jobs that people have done on their models is super impressive.
I might have to ask your advice on some of these to pick best painting out of these guys because there's some really solid models in Firefight right now here.
I'm partial to the squirrels.
You are partial to the
yes.
squirrels? That is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Now that I know they exist, I think I'm going to build my own squirrel army.
Okay.
Because that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I think so too. So cool. What do you have kind of all planned for the GT this weekend?
Well, we're going to promote some of our clients at Thunderforge Studios. We're going to let people come over and test drive the new Vallejo paint color line, that all new formulations, and their new express paints, which are their version of speed or contrast.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. Were you going to get any games in, or you're here for the organization?
I'm here for the organization. I actually don't play any of the games that are being represented here because I will paint all the miniatures in the world. Sure. But I just don't find the time to actually play these games. I would like to. Like this one that you guys are talking about was a Firefight.
This is Firefight.
I would like to learn how to play this. I would like to learn how to play. What was the other one? Kings of War, and there's a lot of good ones here that I've painted miniatures for, but I have never played them.
Well, with Rick right, painting out in your office all the time, I'm sure at some point he'll just he'll bite the bullet and he'll be like, you know what? I guess I'll play Deadzone with you.
Yeah, I'll show you how to play this game.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see you having Warlord games here in Mantic, and there's a rep for Parabellum. So that's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, it's a really nice little vendor space.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with us today. It's great seeing you.
Always.
Thank you again for letting us borrow this wonderful equipment that you're hearing.
Yeah, no worries. Use it till it breaks.
Okay. Well, hopefully that won't be today.
Facts.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Take a load off.
Yeah. So this is Brian. I'm talking to Mike Carter here, one of the main event organizers for a lot of the tournaments that we have at Mantic. So how you doing today, Mike?
Doing good. It's going well.
Yeah. You're running Armada, I see.
Yes.
How's that been going?
Doing great. We've got 4 players here, one of which who has been to as many tournaments for Armada as the other players combined have had games.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So a little bit of, 3 newbies and close to a veteran as anybody's got with this game.
Yeah.
This is Donnie's 4th tournament he's played in it. Everybody else, Blake has 2 games. Dave had 1, and Max, was actually his first game ever.
Oh, wow.
So
but people picking it up already?
People picking it up real quickly. It's not, I like it. It's a good game. It can play fast. The players did vote to not use the full wind rules after all, to keep it going faster and simpler on it.
I understand.
And they're having a good time with it.
Very cool. Well, that's great to hear. And so, you've got, round 2 is going to be coming up here in just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We're waiting for one table yet to finish.
All right. And then you got Kings of War tomorrow.
Got Kings of War tomorrow. Yeah. The big Grand Prix of Michigan, as Blake likes to call it. So 2,300 points plus. Everybody's going to have a special chariot, their racing car, on it. That's always a good time that people have with it.
And it changes every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, we haven't quite perfected. Well, Blake hasn't quite perfected what the rules for that are going to be, but it's nice to mix it up anyway.
Yeah, it's
on it.
Fun.
I kind of like having those where it's, here's something a little extra to affect the games, but not to break them in any way.
Right.
It's not something that having this is going to change a whole lot of what you're doing on it.
Right.
There's other tournaments where you're going to add this. Say you're going to add a dragon. A dragon can be game breaking.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
Chariot, no, that's not going to do much. I do when we do any storm, we started having a storm elemental that you bring, and one of the fun things there is every game the abilities change because it's a storm, and there's no actual storm elemental in the rules.
Yeah.
So bring an elemental, and it's also a thing to show off a specific model. We have a prize for the best chariot.
That's
as
awesome.
well as the best army and things with it.
And people get really creative.
Yes, they have a lot of fun with it.
That's awesome. It's a great way to bring some excitement to the game and the community.
Well, and always some people can get if you get a list you really like and are real good at playing it, it can get a little static on there. And now it's a way to mix things up a little bit, just add something and get your creative juices flowing a little bit. And it's not a big deal. It's one model.
Right,
anybody can work that out in a weekend or whatever.
Yeah, and I remember they had some scenario, just kind of side victory point kind of things. You do a whole lap.
Yes. So what we've done with this, Blake and I went over the scenarios with it. One scenario is very the chariot is very. It's a major part of the scenario. The other scenarios, it just can add some extra points for you.
Gotcha.
So one of the things I like doing, I know there's a lot of these standardized scoring systems that are going out now. Mm-hmm. You've got, Blackjack and Northern Kings and some of these. The one I've been using, and Blake has adapted this, I don't like attrition, period. Sure. I really hate negative attrition points. It really bothers me to go and spend 2 hours playing a game and, I got my butt kicked, and my score is exactly the same as if I'd gone and gotten a beer and hadn't even played.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I played, I should be earning some points somehow.
Yeah.
So I like to do it at, your standard win-lose, win, lose, draw conditions. But then I like to add additional scenario points that either side can get.
Sure.
It's may not be based on winning. Some of them I actually have done it where it's like, okay, you have to have a scoring unit that, well, a good example, a scoring unit that controls a terrain piece on your side of the board, but you're doing invade, where to win the game you have to be on the other side of the board.
Right.
So which do you use your unit for? The extra point, or do you need it to win the game?
Yeah, and we've borrowed some of that too. You know, that's a steal outright.
No,
but
please.
For Deadzone and Firefight, even we have some like side objectives for tournament points.
And I like that, so you can always have a chance of getting some points with it, of doing something on it. Because I know even if you do a 10-5-0 is the same as a 15-10-5 mathematically, but it makes you feel better to say I came out with 5 points.
Yeah.
But then it's, okay, I came out with 5 points and then I lost them all because he tabled me. That really is, demoralizing on it.
Yeah. I know one time I got four points or whatever, or -1 because I ran out of time when I was playing Kings of War last year.
Yeah,
that's reasonable.
Yeah, and it's better than it used to be with the rules that you ran out of time. Every unit on the board routed of yours.
Oh, ouch!
They all just disappeared.
Oh dear.
Now we count out victory points.
Ooh.
Yes, so they definitely changed that, so it's not nearly as harsh.
Yeah.
It's still hard, but it's not, okay.
It's not bad.
It's almost a guaranteed auto loss.
Yeah.
Almost.
I made sure that it was a loss.
Yes.
In my respect. But Mike, you're a wonderful member of the community. We love seeing you at the tournaments. Thank you so much for taking this time. And
good talking to you. And thanks for you guys to all be setting this up and getting it. This is everybody's looks forward to this now every year.
Yeah. The Michigan GT has been a great event for us to join. And
yeah, I think this is a good one we like for the Midwest. And thank you.
Well, we'll have to come down to some of your events as well down in Ohio.
Okay, then you just opened it up. So November 12th and 13th, War Kings 3, The Return of the War King, is coming back. We didn't have it for a year because of the plague affecting the entire world, and everybody had to stop everything. But we're coming back this year. It's going to be at Game Table Adventures in Newark, Ohio. Okay. It's a nice little store, but they have a huge area in back with the we've got up to 20 tables available for us, so we can have up to 40 people on there. So again, that's coming up in about 5 weeks. Really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Mike.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the event.
You too.
All right. Thank you. Do you suppose that you don't want to be recorded?
You may continue.
Okay. So this is Brian here with Nick Shulanek.
Close enough.
Close enough. How do you pronounce it?
Shulhanik.
Shulanek.
There you go.
In all this time, I guess I never realized how to pronounce your last name.
Growing up, you just get used to people mispronouncing it, but you got close enough.
Well, I like to try to make the attempt at least. So.
And you got it.
Well, thank you.
There we go.
All right. Well, you had your first round of Firefight here.
I did.
With your Asterians. Tell us a little bit about your list.
So it's kind of a shield heavy.
Yeah, it looks like.
Got a Chroma, the Kira Transport, Black Talon Prime, Cypher, unit of Cyphers. Gotta love the Spectra. Every Asterian player's got to take at least one.
Yep.
And a big old blob of marionettes. And the All-Star was the Chroma.
Yeah.
Turn 1, it killed 5 dwarves and broke the unit immediately.
Oh, jeez.
And from there, it just continued to hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that super heavy plasma vortex carried me.
Oh, it sounds like it.
And the Spectre Blade Master tripping over its own marionette friends as it ran away was kind of disheartening.
Yeah, your Spectre did kind of bite the dust, didn't it?
It did. In 2 rounds of fighting, it did a total of 1 wound.
Usually you have a better showing with a Spectre.
It's true, I do. Yeah. But it was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Especially against me.
Well, yes.
But yeah, how are you feeling about Firefight?
I like Firefight. Yeah. It's clean, fast. I have a lot more to paint still.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. I mean, I still got 3 more Spectres that need painting. Mm-hmm. Another Kira that needs... I'm going to make it into another Chroma. Good things come in pairs.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
like 40 marionettes to build and paint.
Pairs of 20s.
Pairs of 20s, 15 Kalishi to paint,
Yeah.
small things.
Oh, like you do.
Like you do.
Yeah. And then that all, transfers over to Deadzone then.
All right, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, I could play multiple games of Deadzone at the same time at that point.
You could do like 3 games at once with that many.
I could. And I bet if I asked Rick, he would say yes.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he's got the table space.
He does.
Oh, God, that'd be obnoxious.
What a fun time.
But for the first tournament in the U.S.,
Yeah.
this is good.
This is great. We got 6 players. We're having a great time.
From Wisconsin?
Yeah, 2 guys from Wisconsin.
That was surprising.
Yeah. But they are most welcome here.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing a lot of cultural exchange that I'm familiar with, like learning what a bubbler is.
It's a water fountain. I will die on this hill.
Okay. Well, hopefully that's the last hill that you have to die on today.
Well, I haven't died on a hill yet, so
Okay.
we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, we made sure there's at least 1 hill on each map. So
You did. I didn't
tried.
pay attention to that.
I tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thanks for taking the time with us, Nick.
Always.
And hope you have a great rest of the game here and the Michigan GT.
Oh, yeah, 2 more rounds and then Deadzone tomorrow.
Deadzone tomorrow. I love it.
Looking forward to that.
Cool.
What's up, everyone? I'm Andrew.
And I'm Coach.
From FamilyOfGamers777 on YouTube.
And you are listening to Deadzone the Podcast with Rick and Brian.
Do you think they'll be upset that our audio is better than theirs?
Nah. Rick will probably just laugh it off. Told you.
This is Kevin Riddle, and you're listening to Deadzone the Podcast. That's right, Riddle. Not Relay, not Readla, not Rydell, not Riddell. Riddle. Just like it's spelled.
Hey there, I'm Brian.
And I'm Rick. This is Blaine. You are listening to Deadzone the Podcast. Keep listening for more excellent material from these 2 amazing men. Blaine out.
Usually hit it. Now it's recording.
There we go. Well, thank you so much, Rob, for helping me with my microphone.
You bet. To be fair, you have a very expensive piece of equipment. Mine is like $100 one. That's several $100. So
Yeah.
you guys must have hit the prime time, or you're not giving Rick his cut.
I'm very nervous about having this thing in my hand, honestly.
Well, don't drop it. Yeah, that would be a bad thing.
I don't put it in my pockets or anything like that. It has to be in my hand with a cold grasp. So glad to see you made it out to the Michigan GT here.
I'm excited. Yeah, I brought my buddy Dylan up. I came last year, and so
Dylan, if you'd like to have a word, you're more than welcome to. This is
you're welcome.
Deadzone the Podcast.
Deadzone the Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know Brian, right? You listen to his podcast every once in a while.
I do.
It's okay to say no. But no, I'm really glad you guys can make it. It's always a blast having you up here.
It's a great event. It's fun because it's multi game system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys have got Kings of War, Deadzone, Armada, Firefight. What else did I miss? That's it for tournaments,
That's
maybe.
it for the tournaments. We're gonna have demos like all day. I'm probably gonna see if I can wrangle some people into some Dreadball games here before we pass out for the night.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And,
all the flavors.
So, what have you been working on? So wait,
yes.
on the way out, we discussed. We're gonna ask the expert.
Okay.
Why are Rebs not in Firefight?
So I believe that the reason that Rebs are not in Firefight is just propaganda at the highest level, right? It's all this talk about, it's a production issue. How can we possibly make hard plastic models for all these different species?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
They're
right.
just haters.
It's
Well, I get it.
where there's a will, there's a way is my motto.
So what? I guess Ronnie doesn't know what to put on the sprue. Is it like 2 Teratons or 3? I don't know.
I think
I
it should be
vote
5.
3. 5's even better.
Yeah, let's just make it.
As a matter of fact,
10 Teratons.
we need a starter faction. Teratons.
Yes.
That's it.
Just a Teraton starter?
Just a Teraton.
Okay.
But think about it, though. They teleport and everything. They come in different sizes, male and female, a little bit bigger than that. You can mount them with different weapon packs and all sorts of crazy gear.
It's the ogres of the Firefight universe.
Right? It's a gold mine.
Yeah, they're a missed opportunity. Ronnie, I don't know what you're doing.
Get on that, buddy.
Get on it. Get on it. How's your Kings of War army? You got any progress on that?
I'm inching it forward a little bit.
Okay, inching it forward like you got a couple more models painted?
Yeah. They did take a little bit of a back burner because I had a whole bunch of terrain to paint up.
I understand. Did you finish that last table for the event?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
so
good.
I got 3 nice, solid, chock-full tables for Deadzone.
Awesome.
And it's really nice. I did a lot of the 3D printed stuff and some MDF stuff that I got from a local guy here that actually got it last year at this event.
Well, it's good that you actually painted it because it'd be embarrassing if you show up and he gave you a nice deal and you didn't even paint it.
Yeah, no. I did a little cyberpunk neon theme, so that turned out pretty nice. And it was fast. Always a good thing with painting.
Exactly.
So what do you guys have going into the event this weekend here?
Well, we're playing Kings. We're playing Kings of War. Obviously,
Right.
I brought Kings of Men. So I don't. So last year I went 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. I think. I don't know that I'll do that well.
Okay.
But I don't know. We'll see. I might get lucky.
Yeah, I brought Sylvankin.
Nice.
This is my first journey up here to Michigan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was my first tournament. 'Cause it's not his first tournament.
No.
Not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got a good crew here. A lot of friendly players.
No one takes a beating like the Michigan boys.
Yeah. I would also throw out too. Always ask where your opponent is from, because last year, I don't know if you recall, I asked where my first opponent or second opponent was from.
Oh, that's right.
And he was literally
Talking about
down
Scott.
the street.
Yeah, Scott. Like literally, I was like, "Oh, I live right by you." I'm like, "Oh." And are you guys playing Deadzone now and
We are
stuff?
playing Deadzone
Okay. Now he's coming tomorrow, right?
He's coming tomorrow.
Now, is the guy that he was with last year coming?
I don't know if he
Okay.
is.
I didn't see his name on the list. I couldn't remember the name, but I didn't. It didn't ring a bell when I
I
looked.
think it was a Michael.
Yeah.
Good guy. I don't know if he's been.
Well, Scott's a great guy.
Yeah, Scott's wonderful, and he's doing both Kings and Deadzone.
So Deadzone starts what time tomorrow?
6 o'clock. So it's after.
So do you have extra flight? What are they called?
I got GCPS.
Factions.
So if you wanted to play, I'm sure the guys from Deadzone the podcast could figure out a way to get you an army.
I have a ringer list, and I could cook up another one if I need it.
Well,
so
I mean,
we'll see how he goes tomorrow. He may be like, I'm done with Kings of War.
I'm
I may be a sad boy tomorrow.
Yeah.
If Eric Trowbridge gets a hold of you and whoops you pretty good, you might be done.
We'll see.
We'll see.
It should be a great event here tomorrow.
This venue is great, right? It's cool. It's right downtown Lansing on the river. I'm from here, so it's fine. For me, it's cheap, right?
Yeah.
I'm not paying for any hotel or anything, so.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and Mantis got the sweet deals.
Yeah.
So had some Warpath starter boxes, 50% off. I'm like, how could you pass up a $35 box of plastic?
Yeah. You may never open it.
I don't care.
But it was 50%
But it's going to look
off.
awesome on my shelf, right? I'm not going to play Asterians, but I'm going to look cool because I'm going to have like a little store, you know?
I will say the Asterians in our firefight tournament have been crushing it pretty hard.
That's just, whose army is that, by the way? Very pretty. The airbrushed one.
The airbrushed
one next to John Carter's army.
That is Justin W. He's actually from Wisconsin. We have 2 Wisconsin natives that
awesome. Now, what else are they playing? Are they playing?
They're going to be playing Deadzone tomorrow.
And that's it.
But they do play Kings. I don't think they were playing in the tournament, unfortunately.
All right. That's awesome. It's cool that you're pulling. Because I know this year we have 5 or 6 people that were last year that couldn't come for whatever reason. So it's cool that we've replaced, because you grew, right? We're at 20, I think, now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit bigger. And next year, let's get to 25. And, just a shout out to all of our local players down in Memphis that are a bunch of D-bags that won't travel. I mean, I did everything I could do to roll the red carpet out. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I can't, it's too far. I'm like, all right. Very unfortunate.
It's a pretty long trek.
It is a long trek, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it, man. It's worth it.
Yeah, 10 hours is nothing for us. We
go
to Omaha,
Nebraska, man. That's like 11. No, it's like 13 hours, man.
Yeah.
No problem. When are you coming down to see us? So if you're do I have to host a Deadzone tournament for you to come down?
That would go a long way. I won't lie.
So we have Kings of Memphis next summer. Maybe we'll have to play a Friday firefight. Because the guys down there are hot and heavy on firefight.
Which
most people are.
Try to talk Schultze into hosting a firefight at King of the Monsters. Yeah, Tyler.
Did you get him to do it?
No, he didn't act like he wanted to.
He don't want to come. Well, it's Batesville, Arkansas.
And you guys might know better, but we've been working from the knowledge that we believe ours was the first.
I don't know of any other one. I mean, there may be one in the UK, but they don't count, so it doesn't matter.
It's only for the U.S.
That's right.
That's all we're tallying this metric from.
Exactly.
It's U.S. tournaments. and we got the first firefight one.
Exactly.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of it in the future.
Agreed.
This game has been a really rock star series.
Now, what games? So obviously, Evolution Games here in town supports the hobby for us.
Yep.
What store are you playing at now in Livonia?
In Livonia,
is it Rider Hobbies? What is it?
RIW Hobbies.
RIW Hobbies. Okay.
So they're.
What is that? Is that like a hobby town? What is?
It's
its own thing.
It's kind of its own thing. It's got a lot of board games.
All right.
Lego sets. So it's a big family shop. Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer. Games Workshop is there. But they do have a big selection of Deadzone. They got a big section.
If you play it, they'll buy it, right? Like if people want to play it,
I'm haggling with them now to set up demos for these games.
Do they not want to they don't want like demos in store right now, or?
Yeah, they're still kind of slowly working their way out to open play.
Okay.
Right now it's kind of a appointment basis.
All right.
And they're big events. So I'm
So is that the place where you end up pounding Scott every week?
Between that or just like having basement games and whatnot.
Sure.
That's been a fun thing. And then we've got a whole bunch of other areas. Bastion Games. It's a little bit north of us.
Now, what city is that in?
That one is in. I'm going to butcher it because it's one of the township ones. It's about 45 minutes north of Livonia.
But it's a suburb of Detroit, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little ways. But they've got a great shop. We actually did a Deadzone tournament there.
Nice.
They were really helpful, very nice and gracious for us. They got a lot of gaming tables and a lot of Kings of Our War guys are up there as well.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Well,
I'm excited about tomorrow, and good luck with the tournaments.
And hope to see you at that.
So you heard we have an audio commitment. If we host it, they will come.
Okay.
So
that's how our audio recordings work. Is that we come up with promises that we
they're
give our
verbal
listeners,
contracts,
and we have to do it no matter how much work and stress and everything.
By the way, has Rick picked up the actual G.I. Joe models yet that are out for the RPG? So the Snake Eyes model, the Airtight, they have a box now from Renegade Games, and I'm thinking he should have those.
He should have
because did you see his Cobra Commander model? He's got a Cobra Commander Marauder. It's Orc, but Cobra Commander Hood. Well, you don't. I forget how young you are, so you probably don't know what G.I. Joe is. But, sorry.
I mean, I know. Knowing's half the battle, right?
Exactly.
That is true. All right.
G.I. Joe.
Come on. Yeah. All right. I didn't know guys in Arkansas watched G.I. Joe. I figured.
Yeah. I'm cool.
Okay, all right.
He's cool. He's
people from Arkansas can be cool.
Yeah. Well, not Andrew because he didn't come with us.
Yeah, he's
for Rizzle. Yeah.
That's right. Well, awesome, man. We appreciate you having us on.
Thank you so much, guys, and hope you have a great rest of the event.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, so Blake, tell me how your GT experience is going so far.
It's going great. Obviously, Mike is getting to run it, and I have to play as a ringer because we had an odd number of players. No, I'm having a blast. The cool thing about our event is everybody here is really having a lot of fun.
Good.
And that's the big thing.
It seems to be, like, honestly, if you think about it, like, across the board, Mantic games, it's all about the fun.
Yeah. We have a couple people who watched it last year, just happened to walk by.
Okay.
They're now in it. They all painted armies, and they're playing in it.
That's awesome.
And that's obviously what we're trying to do. We also have some guys who traveled all the way from Duluth and from everywhere. So we're having a bunch of fun. We have ex-U.S. Master champions here.
Ooh.
And,
so how many players you got?
We have 20 total players
How
this
many
year.
did we have last year?
18. So we grew.
So we grew.
And, my son had to go to a wedding, so life intruded on
he also
a bunch of
got
guys.
Cookies.
Yeah, and Nick had to work and stuff like that. So we had some guys who would be here if they could, and we replaced all them in game 2. So growth to me is
And if I was mistaken, you also got to play Armada last night.
Yes, I did.
So
I actually
how was
went. That was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I have not played much, so it was a lot of fun to play with Donnie and learn a bunch. And then I won Best Painted, so I can't. I won't win Best Painted in Kings of War, but hey, in Armada I won it.
So when are we going to get you into Deadzone?
Well, I finally painted something, as you know.
Yes,
so
you
I now
showed me.
have some vermin ready to go, and you're going to have to make sure I learn how to play it well.
Okay, we'll have to make that happen. Well, thanks for chatting.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you. There you go. Was that good and positive enough?
I think we're recording. Well, this is Brian here with Community Pat himself. How are you doing, Pat?
Good. How you doing, Brian?
Not too bad, not too bad. So we're near the end of the Michigan GT.
Yes, we are.
It's been a pretty solid weekend for
It was a good weekend. Yeah, there was a lot. Honestly, a lot of interest in the firefight.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So I was very, very glad to see that. With the standard, the staple Kings of War guys.
Yep.
Here, and they were, and some of those guys actually bought firefight. So
yeah.
There you go.
That's always great to see, especially that cross-pollination, if we can win over some of those fantasy guys to the sci-fi. And, we hope they go back every now and then.
Sure.
But, stick with the sci-fi as much as you can.
Yeah.
I know we've won over a couple of players that didn't go back to Kings
and then
of
there was a lot of guys who just didn't know what firefight was.
Yeah.
They sat and watched a couple games, they played a couple demos.
Yeah.
And then they came back and bought armies and books. So
yeah,
it's a win-win. Even if we get 10 guys that buy it, if we can get 2 more guys to come back and play the game, that's a bonus.
Oh, for sure. And we had a pretty good turnout of events here today.
Yes,
Kings of War was 20 players,
mm-hmm.
And then we had pretty solid Deadzone with 10. Firefight itself had 6 players.
Yes.
And Armada had a pretty decent showing as well.
Yes.
Some fun times. So yeah, it was a really solid Michigan GT.
I'm very happy with the numbers. I know Kings of War could have been bigger because I know there are quite a few people who had prior engagements that couldn't be here that are normally here. So
yeah, had a lot of that in Deadzone too.
Yeah,
actually.
So I think next year our numbers will grow because hopefully we'll get the new people plus the people that couldn't come last year.
Yeah, I think this is an event that's going to continue to grow for us.
I think so. All right.
And that's all the time we have. So thank you, Pat. Okay, I think that one's recording again.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I hope they didn't miss the intro that we did.
We did an intro?
Well, I was going to hit record.
Oh.
And then I don't know if it recorded anything.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out in post.
In post, when you post it anyways without us actually really editing much.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm learning this new mic. It's pretty nice, though.
It is pretty amazing.
It worked out really well over the weekend.
Yes, Thunderford Studio definitely hooked us up with letting us use this. This has been awesome.
So, hope you guys really enjoyed the interviews that we got. We were only able to get a handful
of them. Yeah.
It was a busy time, but we got to meet up with some great friends.
Yep.
Meet some new friends.
Yes.
Some folks. So if you didn't catch it, some of our Firefight and Deadzone players actually made the travel from Wisconsin.
Holy cow.
Justin and Nick, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
It really was. I was super stoked to play and Firefight against them, and yeah, they were awesome guys.
They were really good. It was great though in Deadzone where they tied for tournament points.
Yep.
And it was a one victory point difference.
That's ridiculous.
So we definitely hope to see you guys again, and maybe even get out your way ourselves sometime. Hope to see you at Adepticon, for sure.
And next year at the GT.
So the GT itself was pretty fun time.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You sound exhausted, Ray.
I might be a little exhausted.
And you still have a bit of a day ahead of you.
Oh, yeah. I'll be here all night.
Yeah. So
that's all right.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
Probably. But Mantic had a really nice booth set up.
Yep.
And we moved a whole lot of Firefight starters, from what I've heard.
Awesome.
I think a lot.
The game was a blast.
The game was a blast. The tournament definitely got some feedback from folks on how to run it, and I appreciate all that. And if there's any more out there, feel free to
let us know. Yeah.
Because I want this game to be better.
Yeah.
By all means.
Oh yeah.
Because it is a really fun time, and I want it to always be that fun.
Yep.
So. Same with Deadzone. So Firefight, we had 6 players.
Yep.
Armada, we had 4. We had a walk-on.
Yeah, we had a walk-on, which was awesome.
The last minute, so that was great. We didn't have to have a Rainer in there.
Yep.
Actually, I didn't get to Rainer at all.
No, you didn't do any ringing at all this year.
Nope.
That's kind of weird.
No bells on my end. But that worked out, and so we had 10 players then for Deadzone.
Yep.
And that was really fun.
Yes, it was.
I'm glad to see those tables that I spent all these last couple of months painting up. Get to see them with people playing on them and having a really great time. Some really crazy lists.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see, I did post on some of our social media some of the pictures of forces, especially the firefight ones.
Yeah.
Where John Carter in his creative
squirrels, Veerman squirrels,
and
they looked awesome.
And they looked awesome. So you might have missed it in his Kings of War setup. His chariot was Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I thought it was great.
He's a mad genius. We love you, John. It was great seeing Mike and Blake and all those guys.
All the Kings of War guys.
Yep. The lower East Michigan folks. A lot of them came for some of these games. It's a lot of Deadzone players, and then in Kings of War as well. So I know they've been. We've been chopping at the bit to get more games in.
Yeah.
And I think going forward, we do want to help support that. We're going to try to make some more events.
Head down there, over, under, up, wherever we got to go.
Yeah. Rick's kind of losing it.
I'm not losing it. It's like, so the fun thing is, like, when we go to AdeptCon, and you guys all heard it when we came back, we recorded on the way back, so our energy would just, the more we talked about it, the more we got going.
Yeah.
Like, I have that energy right now, but I'm also trying to reserve it, because I have a lot of cleanup to do.
It's a little different when it's like we're just on the car ride back.
And we're just
it's just we just have to get home.
Yeah,
you know?
It's not that big of a deal.
It's just the drive. Whereas, like, you got to help break down a whole lot of tables.
Yep.
And I don't. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
But no, the GT was great this year. We had a huge expansion player wise for all of our games across the board.
Yep.
Which we love to see, and I think this is going to be an event that continues to grow.
I think it will
for the area and for Mantic.
And the really cool thing is, actually, next year we have more space next year.
That's awesome.
Yes. We'll put those 40K guys all over.
Yeah. And then Mantic will take over the big space.
Yeah.
But it's a really great event. I hope if we missed you guys when you stopped in, sorry about that. But it was great catching up with so many of good friends of ourselves and the show.
Yeah.
And you got to geek out about
I did
a couple who were picking up Deadzone for
the first time. So they were picking it up as a gift.
Yeah.
Because they're actually Star Wars Legion players.
Right.
And there's a little bit too much in Legion for an 11, 12-year-old.
Yeah.
So they've got Deadzone.
Yeah.
And they talked to Pat for a little bit at the booth when they picked it up.
Yeah.
And then they came over to where we were playing Deadzone.
Yeah.
And they said something about being brand new, and like
the light.
It's kind of like the rabbit ears just went, what?
It really worked out that you weren't a ringer.
Exactly. I would have really sucked for my opponent.
Though it probably would have been my turn to
yeah.
But then I would have tapped in and was like, I'll take over the ringer spot. You
go do that thing. So talk to them a little bit. That was Saturday night, and then actually they came back today for me to do a game demo for them, and they absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And then they also told me that, well, they bought it as a gift for their son, but then they opened it, and I'm like, oh, we need to play this.
Yeah.
So they had a blast, and they're only about 35, 40 minutes away from me.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're more than happy to come down to Lansing, and I'm willing to go that way, obviously, because, well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to get them into the scene and get some more games and introduce them, and maybe, just maybe, get this will be that enough of a kick in the butt for Levi to come with me and play against somebody his own age.
That'd be great.
Yep.
And it's great to see like that kind of like a family that games together.
Yes.
And it's just an exciting time, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was
a really good time.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. You actually got to sleep on the couch the whole time.
Yeah.
And not end up on the floor because random families showed up.
That was a plus. Your kitten is adorable, and her claws are sharp.
Very sharp.
So, but yeah. So I think
that about wraps it up.
That about wraps it up. This is just kind of a quick mini episode.
Just to wrap up the GT.
Wrap up the season for us. Really, this is kind of the nice little cherry on top.
This is the cherry on top.
Yep. So when we come back next, you will have season 4 of series 2 of Deadzone the podcast. I'll make it work.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. In post.
You think we'll do an intro in season 4?
No.
Why not?
Because I'll have to hit record
at the right time. Okay. I mean, it's how we do it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I don't think we ever told them that it's Rick and Brian from Deadzone the podcast.
Oh, no.
Well, now they know at the end.
Yeah. That's a good...
We're still Rick and Brian. That's not changing.
We're still Rick and Brian from Deadzone the podcast. And it's weird and wonderful that we're meeting people because they recognize our voices.
Oh my. To have somebody walk through the doors and go, "Hey, I know you. You guys are Deadzone the podcast and you're Rick." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, we recognize your laugh." And I'm like, "Aw."
And I only had one piece of Deadzone the podcast flag on me at the time.
Yeah, it's not like we were like shouting it all out. It was like literally and that was part of why they came here too, was because of us, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. This is a fun job.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And more stuff ahead.
Lots of more stuff.
Yes.
Lots of more stuff?
Lots of stuff.
I've been playing Marauders too much this weekend.
Here's the door. But I think that's a wrap for right
That's
now.
definitely
I better
a wrap.
hit the road before my wife gets mad at me.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.